Welcome to Marvel Champions Podcast, a podcast about Marvel Champions, the card game. I am your host, Scott, and with me as always, my co-host, Ryan.
That's right. And Scott, it is, we're hitting the summer months where we live, and school's out, people are going on vacation, visiting family and so on and so forth, so it's getting really busy around here.
That is true. Is there a point to that intro?
Yes. And that point is, I'm going on vacation, so we're needing to try to do some recording and try to prep for that, so we can keep content into those into the feeds, podcast feeds of the people.
So what you're saying is, hopefully we're not going to miss any weeks, but you may not have a full 45-minute plus episode every single week, possibly for some of the summer weeks.
Yes, absolutely. And as we are continuing to get through the Age of Apocalypse box, I just want to let the people know that we've got some great episodes in store. So hopefully we can get everything recorded and keep it up.
Yeah. So one of those kind of shorter episodes that we can sometimes get into is when we get awesome people that listen to the show and they write into us and they ask us questions. So I think tonight we're going to chat with some chumps.
Ooh, chatting with chumps.
Chatting with chumps. All right, and today's chump is someone who's reached out to us before, so we appreciate him, is Solo Papa. And he says he's been enjoying the show, which we really appreciate. We hope he's liking it and continues to listen. So he has a question about kind of staying into the game. So he says that he finds that when he's playing a board game like Marvel Champions, that he's super into it. He gets that hype. He likes it. And then he can kind of lose that interest for a little bit for another game. And we can talk about that aspect of it too, right? And then one thing or another kind of comes up, and then he might kind of get back into it. And he says, how do we go about having those kind of long stretches with Marvel Champions to stay either into it or, I guess, get back into it in his case? And I think kind of leading in before you answer, Ryan, is I think we're going to see that a little more as we get into this stretched out wave kind of over a year. Because if you think about it in that way, we're probably not going to see another box until March of next year.
I'm assuming that everything comes out that they've announced and that mystery Last Hero, assuming it all comes out this year, yeah, we're probably looking at a March, April, depending on how things go.
Yeah. So, I will say for me, probably the hardest stretch for me to stay in Marvel Champions was when we had, was it Mutant Genesis or was it Next Evolution? I just felt like there was this big long gap. I think it was Next Evolution. We got Gambit and Rogue in February, and then we didn't get the box until, I want to say it was supposed to be August, and it got pushed maybe slightly late August, early September, something like that. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but it was at least 6 months of no new content. And I will say that was a pretty hard stretch for me.
Yeah, I think especially with that particular wave, because they shot everything at you really quick. I mean, you got the box, you got 2 additional heroes, and then you got 2 another heroes, and then the Gambit Rogue ones. And they just came at you fast, and then it was just dead for all that time. And so you're kind of whoa, what just happened? You're shotgunned in the face and then just left.
Unfortunately, I think it's a double-sided coin for me, because I think back to the early days, and it was every month they were dropping somebody new, and I felt like if it was a hero that I wanted to take a little more time on, I felt like I was more eager to get to the new hero, the newness, and I would kind of like drop that hero, or
Mm-hmm.
not go back to that hero as often or as quick, I guess.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see the ups and downsides of both things, right? As we're slowing down, we're only getting one hero. You can play that one through multiple scenarios, multiple campaigns, multiple aspects, and really kind of play them out over time and not feel kind of a time crunch to like get it all in before the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think obviously there's been things that have happened that has caused some of these delays that FFG didn't have control over and such.
Sure.
But I think ideally they probably want to be in the every other month or something. They have something every month to either release or to announce, just to kind of keep that interest moving nonstop for players.
Yeah. So I think the other part of, in his name, he is the solo papa. He plays mostly solo. So I know for us, we have a game group that we play predominantly non-Marvel Champion games. So we do get that feel there of other games. But then I always kind of come back to I play solo champions and I play champions with you. I can get that feel. And I feel like for us, when there are those kind of downtimes, we like to go back to some of those early, at least I do, some of those early heroes and say, what new card can I throw into this deck to kind of revamp it and make it kind of feel new to me based off of one or two cards that weren't out 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things that we have is each other. Shout out to my brother.
What?
That we can play with each other versus, if you're playing a solo game, it's fun, but there's not that interaction where you get with other board games in some cases. And so I think that really helps me to keep my interest is having someone to play with. And then the other one is honestly this podcast.
Yeah.
Wanting to make sure, I've got these heroes played, or like you said, eventually we do some of these champion checkups where we kind of go back to some of these older ones and see how they play. And sometimes you and me we just want to play. And we'll just do random stuff. We've done like random ones where we chose a random hero with a random aspect and a random villain, and just trying to change things up a little bit. And so I think those have helped. But I understand when you're playing solo often, it's hard to like bust it out, get the cards on the table, and organize it because of how big this game is now with all the cards. Half the time you're organizing your cards or setting up and breaking down than actual playing.
Yeah, I will say that is true. That is a kind of a roadblock you do have to kind of get over. I know for me, I don't have like a dedicated gaming area, so it is a little bit of a chore to get it out, put it all back up. I know we play online some, and it helps in that aspect. You can kind of get a game in a little quicker, and you just turn it off. You don't have some of that physicality to it too.
Yeah, I always prefer playing with the actual cards than online.
I totally agree. Yeah, find something that you like. Find something to challenge yourself. Create a game out of it, right? Can I beat this particular villain with every single hero in a certain aspect? Or can I know when, like you said, the randomizer is always fun. Maybe that helps you work on your deck building. How can I build a deck around this hero to face this scenario? Kind of open your eyes to, if you're someone that doesn't deck build a lot.
Yeah,
some good practice.
maybe Maybe we need to like come up with well, I don't know what you would call like champion LOL challenges or something. Champion challenges.
Some like downtime,
Yeah, maybe we
some
need to come up with
R&R.
some like challenges for the listeners if any of them wants to and see how it goes.
Okay, there's some out there. I think
Let me
the other
let me
thing that I was going to say is your randomizer, I think, can play into that too. I know there's like one or two randomizer apps. There's some community members out there that put some energy and effort and some time into making a randomizer. I want to say maybe the Marvel CDB has a randomizer built into it. So
does it?
I think so. If you have the
I don't.
app,
Oh,
the
if you have
app,
the app.
yeah, or
Oh,
I don't know if it's iPhone has it, but the Android one definitely does. I think there's a
okay.
randomizer in there, and I think it's based off whatever ones you say you have, so it'll only do it for the cards that you own. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it is it is definitely something that happens, but I would say I don't know. Sometimes even putting it down and coming back, right? You can kind of have that pseudo newness to it.
Yeah, yeah.
You've kind of
There's
play a
definitely
game.
those.
I was just gonna say, you play a game after a long time of being away, then you kind of reignite. It's like, ooh, I remember why I like this game.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely those up and downs because of the release schedule. So
Yeah, as much as we would like to have all the new stuff all the time, it is kind of nice to kind of spread it out and get a, take Iceman back through the Age of Apocalypse campaign or something.
yeah. So
Yeah, well, hopefully Solo Pop, you gained some information or some wisdom from that, as much as these chumps are rambling away chatting with you. And you can officially go to a champ if you want.
I mean, he's been a champ a couple times now.
He has. He's a champ in my book. So we
The
appreciate you.
final.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, guys, go ahead and finish your comment.
I was just gonna say, as always, thanks for writing in. It's always good to hear from a listener. And if you want to be featured on a Chat with Chumps episode, we'd love to hear your questions for us. And you can reach out to us at marvelchampionspod@gmail.com. All right, Ryan, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say it almost sounded like you're kind of wrapping up there, so I'm gonna backtrack you just a little bit and just say that if you ever kind of get burnt out on the game, I would just maybe just challenge people to play heroes that they don't like or haven't played very often and try to just think about ways you can make them better. You don't have to actually like pull the cards out and play a game or something, but just think about it, because those are often the times where I find deck ideas that then makes me want to play that hero and play a game.
Okay. No, Ryan, I'm not playing Star-Lord. Okay, I'm not playing him.
Oh man, sorry. I'll try another way to get you to play Star-Lord.
I don't know. I've seen some people talking about Star-Lord, and I can't. I just
We
can't.
need to bust him out again. He's one we need to bust out again. How can
Well,
I
when we
make
get
my...
when we get there with our champion checkups, maybe I'll play Star-Lord.
Yes, you hear it now, folks. You are the one that's going to have to play him.
It just had to be me. I'm the chosen one. You're right.
Yep,
All right,
you
Ryan.
are the chosen one.
Let's shift gears here. I got a couple hypotheticals for you.
Okay.
It's more of like your interpretation or how you would design, or maybe a box, or what heroes would be in a box. Okay. So I was taking a glance at the original box for the game, the core set box.
Oh.
Okay. So there is every single hero now represented in the game.
That's on the
Okay.
box.
That's on the cover of the box. I'm trying to get it pulled up for you so you can see it here. All right, so we have Captain America, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Vision, Star-Lord, Iron Man, Rocket, Thor, and Hulk. For a while, those first couple waves, you're like, is Vision ever coming? Well, Vision's there. And ironically, it's like the movie version on the box, but the card version is not, or the hero version is definitely not
That's a good
the
point.
picture. So that's a thing. So then I looked at the villains. And in the game, villain-wise, it's on the box. There's Ultron. There's Thanos. But there's two other villains that have not made it into the game. And I wanted to maybe get your thoughts on if you had to create a box where Dormammu was in it, who would your two heroes be? And then the other villain on there is Baron Zemo.
Is that who that is?
That is Baron Zemo, yeah.
I'm guessing that's Zemo, but I feel like he never has a cape, and that looks like he has a cape on.
It kind of does, but he's got the weird kind of face lines and the like fur coat looking shoulder pads and a giant sword. I don't remember the sword, and it's purple-ish. So I'm going Baron Zemo.
Okay, fair enough.
I guess for him, what would be a way for, or like, what do you think you would build for like some thematic Baron Zemo cards if you were to make him a villain?
Oh man.
Let's start with Dormammu.
Some cards.
So like, I won't make you go into a Baron Zemo box or anything, but like,
okay.
What do you think would be some like thematic treachery cards for a Baron Zemo villain?
It's a great question. I don't know Dormammu all that well comic wise. I mean, of course, I've seen whatever you call it, the movie.
I've seen the movie, yeah.
But I feel like my only interaction has been like a video game, and I think is it Marvel Alliance that has Dormammu in it?
So that's ironically enough, I've been playing Marvel Alliance 3 with the boys, and he is in one of the levels, and he is a pain to fight. So
I think it would be fun to make him as a villain, as like the enemy Doctor Strange, as in like he has his own invocation deck or something.
Okay.
I wonder if that might not make sense with his ability, but like his actual powers and such.
Big flaming head. I mean, sure, he has magic, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming he's magic, right?
Yeah, he's like in the dark dimension, magic, get himself out, manipulate people, those kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it might be interesting to see if he has like an invocation deck to mess with people and have just like similar stuff as that, or I mean maybe some dimensional things because I know he likes dimensional stuff.
Okay. So that wasn't really my question for Dormammu, but I like it.
You said like
two heroes. Who would be your two heroes in a Dormammu box?
Oh, did you say heroes?
I did. And then I completely switched it. Well, for Zemo, I said cards. Dormammu, I said heroes in a box. Because I knew you wouldn't know Dormammu. He's this big nebulous villain with magic powers of comics you probably had to read a whole bunch of. So,
well, I'm not like too sure because we already have Doctor Strange, but I'm trying to think of like other cosmic heroes.
Well, see, I think he's a little more mystical.
Yeah, mystical. So
do you need help? If you need help, you can phone a friend.
Well, I was gonna say, I know Clea is involved with him.
Okay.
She's like related or something. I know people are screaming in there. They're at their phones or whatever.
Idiot.
I think Clea could be an option.
Okay.
My fear is that kind of like we have the ally. It might be just too far off to be a hero, but I
Okay.
think maybe Ghost Rider.
See, that's what I was thinking too.
I
Okay.
think Ghost Rider is kind of like the occult because of like the whole
Yeah. Yeah. He's
hell
kind of
stuff.
mystic in a way. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So maybe a Ghost Rider, that would be super cool to me.
Okay.
I'd love to see a Ghost Rider.
The other one I was thinking, and we definitely could talk about more, but I was thinking maybe like a Brother Voodoo would be cool.
Oh, the ally brother Voodoo.
Yes, he is an ally currently in the game, but I'm with you. It's like you would have to figure out how to develop the hero in a way where he doesn't feel like he's casting spells like Doctor Strange, but figure out how to do that. And I don't know a lot about Doctor Voodoo. I know he was like the Sorcerer Supreme at one time, and he did stuff, but
he did stuff.
He did stuff. Who was another person I was thinking kind of mystical like that? That was my big one. Was Ghost Rider? I think that'd be a cool one. Oh, Elsa Bloodstone. I think would be a cool one.
Oh, okay. Elsa
She's kinda
Bloodstone. That's in the same grouping as like the Werewolf by Night kind of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that might be interesting.
Yeah. So we won't go into who the other villains we would think are.
I wonder, would you make Dormammu the main villain of a box, or would you add him to like a Mephisto kind of thing?
So you're saying, do you do the whole switcheroo 3 instead of 5 for the box? Or do you make them a scenario pack? I don't know. Scenario pack wouldn't work in my question.
Maybe that'd be easier. But I don't know. Like, I know Mephisto is also pretty often a bad guy that intersects with a bunch of different people. So
sure, because you get like a Mephisto, a Nightmare, Blackheart, and there's a couple other ones like that are out there. So there's definitely enough big baddies that you could make some pretty good scenarios.
Maybe you just add in some random ones like random heroes like Namor, or
that does not fit, Ryan.
I don't know.
Get out of town.
I'm just throwing in some random ones. Maybe Red Hulk. There you go. We'll make it really off.
Okay. Let's not go with that one, please.
Oh, okay. All
right. Let's shift gears and let's go to Zemo. Thematically, what were some treacheries? Or maybe like an attachment? I don't know.
Zemo. I know somewhat of him. I've seen some stories. I know he was the leader of the Thunderbolt, or he created the Thunderbolt, but it was like no one knew it was actually him that was doing it. Do you remember that?
Maybe. No. But I have no idea. So
I swear I'm right. Somewhere.
Would you make him do like the dance party scene from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode, where he's like doing his Jersey Shore fist and dancing at the club? Would that be one of his treacheries?
That would be a great card right there. Incognito, and he's just dancing that fist. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Like, he doesn't really have like powers. He's just he's really good at
smart and like tactician. Yeah.
He just plans ahead. He's a planner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe.
Yeah, he has genius intellect, and he's a swordsman. Tactician. Okay. Yeah, and he ages slow, is what it says. So
I'm not sure what type of treacheries specifically, but I would say something like an encounter set or counter deck or whatever that involves around those, like he's planning ahead. So I wonder if there would be like, maybe not treacheries, but maybe attachments that attach to the hero that like when you do a certain thing, it activates. So like the next time you attack, you are stunned. I would hate that one, but
See, that one would be awful.
something happens.
It was like a double, so it was like prevent that attack and then you're stunned. That would be awful.
That would be terrible. Let's not do that one. But we'll do something.
FFG, don't listen. Don't listen. Don't listen.
Don't listen. Don't listen. I would say something like that. Like he's trying to be one step ahead of you.
I do like that because then, if it is attached to you, you kind of like you can ignore it, but then you can't do that thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's what is it? Doctor Strange. Isn't his obligation kind of like that?
Yeah, his something like next time you play an event, you negate it. You still have to pay for it, but then you negate it, and then you can discard it or something.
Yeah.
Which you could do the same thing, right? Like you could have one that's an event one. Like next time you play an event, you negate it and just does nothing, and then you discard that attachment or upgrade or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
attachment. I mean, it's a bad thing or an obligation, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Like a tactician. He would have a sword, right? He's a master swordsman. I assume it'd give him piercing, +1 attack.
Yeah, he would have like almost like a Red Skull where he'll have like either his swords or a gun.
Or a pistol, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And since I feel like since he doesn't really go toe to toe with people, like some of the heroes maybe have some pretty hefty allies that he can hide behind.
That's true. Would you like to see a resurgence of the Hydra trait? He is typically associated with Hydra.
Is he a Hydra person, though?
He is a high-ranking operative in Hydra. Yes, he is.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. He's got some lineage, I guess.
And I think you're right. I think he went by Citizen V?
Thunderbolt.
Yeah, something like that. Sure, why not?
I swear he's the one that created the Thunderbolt, where they were like taking reformed villains and doing good, and then you find out
Thunderbolts, maybe?
Am I saying Black Bolts?
You definitely are.
I've been. I did that the other day where we were talking about the Thunderbolts, and I kept saying the Black Bolts.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, this you might want to like edit this where I fix it. Here you go. Thunderbolt. Okay, just insert that in.
I'm gonna
to
clip
all the
that
previous
into
ones.
all of them. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'm still leave this in so it adds the context to why it sounds funny.
Yeah, there you go. See, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, cool. Yeah, okay.
So yes, the Thunderbolts. That's he. I'm pretty sure he was the leader of the Thunderbolts, and it was all a ruse and stuff like that.
All right. Yeah, Citizen V. Merc.
Yeah, I think that would be fun to see those come in, whether it's a box or a individual sets. But yeah, You're right. They're the only ones that have not made an appearance yet. I don't think they've really made appearance on cards.
Well, technically, Baron Zemo is a nemesis. He is in the game, technically.
Captain America.
But
good point.
He's not a scenario. So, I just had an idea. What if you had like a double-sided villain that one side was Baron Zemo and one side was Citizen V?
Interesting. I'm not sure
and
how
then
you
flip
would do it.
would do different things or something. I don't know. Or maybe he starts out as Citizen V, and then when you defeat stage 1, it turns into Baron Zemo or something.
Oh,
and
there
then the
you
cards
go.
get progressively stronger. So it's like when revealed, if it's Citizen V, it does X, and if it's Baron Zemo, it does Y.
I like that. You make it just like you're going through a story with the schemes, and you're going through the story trying to stop someone, and Citizen V is like helping you, but then you reveal the plot and he turns on you.
Dun. I like it.
Hey, I think we just did a Baron Zemo for him. You're welcome, FFG.
Please listen, please listen, please listen.
Please listen.
All right.
Write it down. Credit us.
Write that down.
I mean, on the card, it'll say, designed by
Some two random guys on a podcast.
People. Yeah. Found out they didn't exist. They're just AI generated.
That's right. We talked into an AI thing for like so long that it generates our episodes now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, great question. I'm gonna have to think of one like that.
Yeah, you need to start pulling your weight, Ryan.
I do. I am just sitting here and talking and rambling about black bolts when they're actually thunderbolts and all these mess ups and not knowing who Dormammu is really. I mean, I can't even call myself a Marvel fan.
No, sorry. You might as well like DC.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that would love a DC Champions right now.
It's true. It's true. But we're here for Marvel Champions.
That's true.
I don't think I can concurrently run 2 podcasts at one time, Ryan. So come on.
Oh, I guess I'll have to pull my weight and do that one, and we'll be competitive, even though we are on both of them.
That's right. All right. Well, that's our hypothetical for the episode. I hope you liked it.
Yeah. Let us know what your thoughts are on Zemo and Dormammu. What would you add? And is there any other secret images on either the original box or the other boxes that we haven't seen, heroes or villains?
That's a good question, Ryan. Yeah, if somebody's got some super Hawkeyes, I guess you'd call them, right? Eagle eyes. Seen something that maybe I didn't see. I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I stated it earlier in the episode, but you can reach out to us at marvelchampionspod@gmail.com. And as always, if you want to go from a chump to a champ, listen to the Marvel Champions podcast. Thanks.
See ya.